Well, hello friends and followers. Again, I'm working on the BC-654a power supply, power supply here off of the Heathkit HP20 power supply, which I apologize for being upside down. So today I was able to get the 6-volt power supply, minus 6 volts working for the filaments on the tubes, and I just used like a big 3-amp diode. We're going half wave rectification out, and I'm using the center tap pin, which is pretty much that one right there, off of the transformer. So this thing will put out 12 volts. Between here and here, I have the two secondaries at 12 volts. On this one, I have a center tap for 6 volts. And so sure enough, that center tap appears at this pin here. And today I put that into that big beefy 3-amp China diode, which does run kind of hot, but that is now feeding the transmitter filaments. And sure enough, we can verify that. Go down here to the BC-654a and press the dome lights here, the dial lights. And we do get dial lights down here, pretty bright. So that 6 volts is on the money. The other big news is the filaments in the finals are lighting up too. So this thing's kind of jammed against the wall because there's an interlock switch on the back and I have it jammed on, so everything will work. But if you look carefully down here, there sit the two finals, and you can see the filaments on these things are glowing. So in low power mode, only one of these lights up. In high power mode, they both light up. If I go to low power mode, the voltage will rise too high past minus 6 volts. So I have to keep this thing in high power mode because I have it balanced right smack out at 6 volts for these tubes and everything here in the transmitting section. So I'm also feeding about 360 volts in this thing. This thing wants 500 volts. I'm not sure yet how to make 500 volts for it, but this thing is putting out about 300 or so volts, 380 volts. So I'm feeding about 380 volts into it right here. And that's enough to make it transmit. So it's not transmitting well. I don't know if it's dirty relays or whatever, but, and plus that voltage is low, but it does seem to work. So here's the receiver now, and I'm on 3.9 exactly. And there's no antenna on this receiver on the R4A. So turn it up. And I have this thing in CW mode now. And we're dialed in right about there. Anyway, that seems to be 3.9 or 3900. And sure enough, when I hit the key here, I got a pretty healthy carrier over here. And no hum really, so a little bit, but pretty happy with that. It seems this thing though clicks the relay whenever I do the key, which is going to make it rough on CW. So if I was to then go to CW mode here, let's see what that would sound like. I guess it works. Ouch. I guess it works good enough. Let's see. There's no chirp in it, there's some hum, but it's working. It can't go very fast. And I think this should have a delay in it, but it's not a modern radio, so. And I don't think the oscillator fires up every time. Anyway, this is beginning steps in this thing. AM mode, I don't quite understand yet. I know I can switch over to voice and try the mic. I'm not getting anything out of this guy at all. So it'll key now permanently. And go back to AM mode here. Turn the volume up. There's the carrier. Hope I'm not frying anything out in this thing. I have very low B+, so I'm not very worried about frying anything. So now we're in voice mode. A little bit of static. Hello, 1, 2, 3, 4. I can hear a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, test, test. They say to bang this thing on the floor or something. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. I can hear a little bit. Not much, but maybe that's because I have low B+. I don't know. Turn it way up. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a little bit of modulation. Testing 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Test. Yeah, honey. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Testing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, it works a little bit. KB3 whiskey test. 1, 2, 3 test. 1, 2, 3. Works a little bit. Okay, 73 is from KB3 whiskey.